Welcome back to another Five Questions. This is your girl, AJ, the Suburban Princess, with five questions with someone who you have seen probably before on my latest Link Up edition. I had him as part of the For the John crew, and now I wanted to get him by himself for five questions. Please welcome my favorite guy with a favorite baby, Little Baby Prime. Please welcome Prime to
What's
five
going
questions.
on, everybody? How's everybody doing?
All right, we good now. Looking at you, Prime. Well, tell everybody first of all where you're from and what's your full name and why you prefer to go by Prime or Lucky or you know.
Well, my full name is Luciano Concepcion Jr. I'm all Puerto Rican, but the name sounds Italian,
Yeah.
and that's why a lot of people go by that Italian name, Lucky Luciano, the
Mhm.
mobster back in the day.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
So that's one of the reasons why Lucky clicked with me. At the same time, back on March 17th, 2001, I was blessed with my first child, my first daughter, on St. Patty's Day. So, I mean, I just felt like everything was coming, together. So I stuck with Lucky,
Mhm.
kept it going, and then it just grew on me. People just started calling me Lucky on their own. So I was just like, all right, it was meant to be. The whole Prime thing, that came from the whole Fourth and John. My love for the Eagles, my love for the Transformers back in the '80s. I'm an '80s kid,
Mhm.
so I just like rocking out with the whole Transformers Eagles collabo, and it just started blowing up. And without the love that everybody's giving me on it, it probably wouldn't be where it's at right now. But hey, I'm just going one day at a time with it.
I know it's fun. Me and my sisters, when we went to the tailgate, met y'all. It was so fun to take a picture with you. As my sister was even just like, "Oh, he's gonna put the mask on." I said, "Yep." I said it's all part of the whole thing. So, no,
Yeah.
but thank you so much for being available because these types of things are last minute with me, but I'm always up for anybody who's up for it because it always
uh,
makes me feel better getting to know people. So thank you.
all good, all good. Appreciate the invite.
Yes, and as you know, when I do these questions, they're not in particular order, but one of the questions I definitely, and I meant to even ask my last guest on Daryl about it, but I forgot because we started talking about music. But are you having a more productive 2021 as opposed to 2020? Because everyone knows how it's been kind of a little bit of the same, but not really out of quarantine. How has 2021 been for you?
2021 has its up and its downs. It's definitely more productive than what 2020 was, due to the fact that we have more ability than what we did last year. Getting out of the house, being able to spend time with your loved ones, with your friends that you haven't seen in such a long time. So it's definitely been a blessing. The down part to it, I don't. I lost my father in the beginning of the year.
Oh,
Um,
sorry.
didn't have the greatest relationship with the man, but at the end of the day, that was still my father.
That's right.
Uh, it hit home because of the fact that me and him were actually working on our relationship together.
Okay.
And, I just got to be blessed with the fact that I was able to get that little bit of time to pretty much, patch up our differences. On top of that, I wish I had a little bit more time to spend with him. But, at the end of the day, it was God's decision, God's choice to go ahead and bring him home. So I gotta respect that. And I think about my dad every day. I talk to him every day. Still give him my blessings.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that's pretty much about the downfall to the year. But the best part of the year was that I was able to finalize my marriage with my wife.
Yay.
I mean, that was the icing on the cake. So yeah, I was.
Shout out to Autumn. She's gorgeous.
Thank you. Yeah, so I'm glad I was able to go ahead and finalize that. It was definitely due 8 years together. We actually focused on other things, our children, our house,
Mm-hmm.
getting ourselves situated with jobs and everything. So it's been a blessing. We put all that together, and that's
Mm-hmm.
why we were able to go ahead and finalize the marriage.
Well, that's good because I think that honestly, the reality is that not everybody can get married in the order, I guess, that society wants you to. Sometimes life just kind of goes backwards, or it's just whatever you can do at that moment is what you take care of at that moment. But if you know you're in love with each other, it's worth the wait, because
Absolutely.
as you know, us single women out here, you know how they always make fun of girls who've been engaged for like more than 5 years to somebody. Y'all ain't never gonna get married. But sometimes it's right place, right time, right situation, especially if you want to do it the right way. But I saw the pictures on Facebook, and I love the way y'all did that whole ceremony. It
Thank
was
you.
very nice. Shout out
Thank
to
you.
E Rock and all them.
Yeah,
But
my man.
yes, he came through. But as in high school, I should say, growing up, what were you consider yourself to be? The shy kid, the class clown? You kind of just were like, I hated school, but I was just there. How were you growing up in high school?
Hated school. I hated going to school every day. So
Mm-hmm.
there's no denial on that. Class clown, no. Playboy, no. Shy, absolutely.
Okay.
I was to myself. Didn't have no game, didn't have nothing. Like I wasn't. I was just a little skinny rump. You know, what I mean, going to school, minding my business. I mean, I have friends. Don't get me wrong. You know,
Yeah.
little childhood friends.
Mm-hmm.
But nothing serious. High school, whole totally different thing. Well, at least after my sophomore year. I went to a Votech school
Mm-hmm.
and I was bored. I was bored out of my mind. So I kind of begged my mom to let me go to my neighborhood school, which was Woodrow Wilson High School in Camden, New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
That's where most of my friends were at. Um, my my best friend at the time's dad uh, pretty much sealed the deal with my mom, convincing her to let me go. So it happened. I was able to go ahead and start my junior year at Woodrow Wilson. The first couple months was a little rough,
Mm-hmm.
seeing whole new faces. You know what it is like
Yeah,
when
it's
you start
awkward.
a new school, right?
Mm-hmm.
But after a while, I fit myself in. I ended up playing baseball, which I love to do, and got acquainted with new faces along with the faces that I've been pretty much dealing with my whole life. And the rest was history. I ended up, but the thing is, I didn't really open up to my senior year, my senior class trip. On my senior class trip, I acted like a fool. They saw a whole different me, and they got receipts. They got receipts. It's crazy. I actually had a lot of my high school classmates reach out to me talking about doing a high
A
school
reunion.
reunion.
Nice.
Yeah, so I thought that was pretty cool. And what's crazy about it is that like I ran into my cousin who I went to school with at the time, and I haven't seen her in a long time. And she was like, she didn't even recognize me when she saw me. She was like,
Oh.
yeah, like I mean, like I said, I was skinny,
Yeah.
nowhere near the size that I am now.
She's
So
like, who the hell is this?
yeah, yeah, it's just I'm just a whole different person when I run into these people.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. Cause high school is like a different life, but I don't feel like I really lived my life into my mid to late 20s. I don't really think I
Yeah,
really was comfortable with myself, and I definitely had a different circle of friends by then because I was never really like popular, but I was kind of a class clown, but I became more of a recluse toward the last years of my life because I don't know, hormones probably messed me up. I got real depressed. Whatever, it's a whole sad story. But anyway, but jumping around, I wanted to ask since you were just bringing up finally marrying Autumn, what was the most romantic thing you have done for her, and why, and what spurred it?
so the one thing that I love about my wife is that any little thing will go ahead and impress her. I wasn't the brightest when it came to making these type of moves to my lady.
Aw.
I was just being me, but she accepted me for who I am.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the reasons why I fell in love with her. You know what I'm saying? So, um, if there was anything that I probably did, and listen, to many it's going to be corny, but at the end of the day, to her it meant a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I probably went and spent like not spent, but I went and bought like about 6 bags of Hershey Kisses,
Oh.
and she loves some Hershey Kisses. So I ended up putting "I love you, Autumn," and then I made a rose out of it and left it for her in the morning when she got up, and with a bunch of flowers in the
Mm-hmm.
center. I think it was for her birthday,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, so she called me up and she thought that was probably one of the sweetest things that I ever did. So I was just like, all right, cool. I mean, I didn't think it was going to be like that, but hey, I'll take it. You know what I mean? I'll take it.
That's sweet. It's the little things. I mean,
It's the little things,
that's what I'm
exactly.
saying. Especially even if you're dating, courting, and or not, been together for a while and you want to spark a flame. I'm one of them corny people that like the idea of even having a picnic in your middle of your living room,
Yeah.
and just making your own little, like, say like it's raining outside. Y'all plan to go outside the park and it's raining, so you just make up for it and do it right in the living room or something. I just think that's kind of corny and sweet. So, but that's cool. I always love to hear that, especially all the
Yeah.
people that I interview that are with somebody. I'm always like, tell me what it's like. What is it? But anyway, okay, so moving on. So this was a random question that I wanted to ask because it reminded me of a Friends episode where Chandler's character, the character of Chandler, was caught in a was it? It was an elevator. I thought it was with a Victoria's Secret model. So if you were stuck in an elevator with famous, like, I only say famous because it's obviously a fantasy. So a famous female celebrity, athlete, whatever. Who would it be, and what do you think the first thing you'd want to say if you realize you were stuck in there with them?
This is a tough one, but I mean, you guys know, well, you know how I feel about Julie Ertz. You know, what I mean,
Oh,
I got a little crush on that thing.
that's right. I forgot.
Yeah. If I was, blessed to have the opportunity, God, Alden's gonna kill me for this. But if I had, the blessing to go ahead and get caught up in the elevator with Julie, I'll probably be stuck in the moment, probably be like, shocked, speechless. But eventually, I will find. I mean, you gotta look at it. Where are we going? We stuck in the elevator, so I'm gonna go ahead and shoot my shot. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, Julie. Well, look, listen. Zach just got traded. So
You gonna be here?
yeah, how about we got now that we got that out the way, let's just just
I'm
focus
with
on
you.
us right now.
I'm with you. I'm with you. I just got the opportunity to do a Zoom finally with Dallas Goddard and Avante Maddox, and the first question I asked out of me and my other girlfriends on the Breezy and Terry, and
Yeah.
on the the first thing I said, Dallas, are you single? That's the first thing that came out of my mouth. And he was like, no, I have a girlfriend. He's like, but I was like, how long? He said about a year or so, and I said, oh, it's still new. I was like, the hell am I talking? And
Hey, listen,
it
you
just
shot
came
this.
out.
Hey, I get
Yeah.
you. I get it. I
It was
get
like,
it.
I'm just gonna just hit from the hip. But
Hey.
yeah, I mean, what do you do? I mean, that's your first, obviously, your first instinct to ask, are you available or whatever. But you're right. I don't have game either. I usually, sometimes just throwing guys off and saying some random shit usually works too, because then they're like, wait, what?
Yeah,
And it's
yeah.
kind of like, I've never met a woman that would say something. So sometimes my weird impulsive nature helps, but sometimes it scares the shit out of guys. So that's probably why I'm still single. But anyway, so we're gonna talk about music because I love talking about music. So me and D had a long conversation about this, but music to me is one of those things that it definitely has helped me through good and bad times. It still does. Helps me deal with me spacing out online, not working when I should be. But what is a music choice that you love the most, and what are you listening to today?
AJ, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. I like all types of music. I'm not specific. If there's one that I like out of all of them, yes, it is some good reggaeton.
Mm-hmm.
Bachata. I love me some bachata.
Mm-hmm.
I love listening to that music. But when it comes to music in general, I can listen to it all: country, rap, R&B, hip hop, reggaeton. Some Brazilian music. Like
Mm-hmm.
I love their beats.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I listen to opera music. Like, listen, I don't care what anybody thinks, corny or not, but it's me. I listen to music because it relaxes me,
Mm-hmm.
especially in the gym. In the gym, I get down with everything. I played my playlist for my wife one time, and she has so much to say.
Oh, good, bad, what?
Oh, she was coming at me in all different types of ways. You know what I mean? Like, one minute I'll start off listening to Justin Timberlake, and then the next thing you know, Jay-Z's coming on. Then after that,
She's like,
you know what I mean?
how?
Or you'll get some Wu-Tang, and then after that, some System of a Down,
Yep. Yep.
some Linkin Park or whatever. And then it's like I could just change it up in an instant.
Right.
But I love listening to music. Again, like I had mentioned, going to the gym, I put on a playlist, and anything that gets me all, rowdied up and being able to go ahead and lift those weights and everything, I'm gonna go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
So
I
I could
figured
get
what
down
mood
with
you're in.
anything. I could
Yeah.
get down with
What are
anything.
you listening to now currently? Like what's the most recent thing
Yo,
you?
I don't know, man. It's just I get down with Drake. I love yeah, I can listen to his music. I can listen to his music to the flow.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people really hating on him, and I get it. I mean, he could be a different person, but what's that got to do with his music? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's what's making him money.
Mm-hmm.
It's what made him who he is today. So I give props to him. Yeah, I listen to some Drake, and then Ozuna. Uh,
Yeah.
Reggaeton artist. Oh my God, he's my man's be killing it.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I got my kids. As soon as it comes on, they start dancing. Even though little man is just hopping up and down, but at least he got some flavor in him.
Right. Right. Right.
Yeah. So it's definitely good to see. We were playing the music the other night, and he just kicked it. So I'm not sure if like you notice how some of these TikToks now they have play this and let's see how your kid
Yeah, had the
reacts.
baby. Yep, yep.
Yeah, so I don't play the kids song. I just play some regular reggaeton song, and then here he comes. He loves that J Balvin right now in the ghetto. Oh my
Yep,
god!
yep,
As soon as
yep.
you throw that on, that kid is a whole different person.
I tell you, I've appreciated it more, reggaeton a lot more since because a friend of mine is like obsessed with anything Latin, Colombian, Brazilian, Puerto Rican. She loves all that, and so every now and then when she plays stuff, when she teaches belly dance, she'll mix in some of that music, and I have grown to appreciate a lot more, other than listening to one genre, you know, because I'm like. I'm used to listening just like the pure thing, like just salsa and just, I
Yeah,
never knew
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
difference sometimes. I have to admit I'm a little ignorant there, but I appreciate anything with a nice beat. And she always tried to get me to go out and when they go and go dancing on Thursday nights, and I'm like, I just can't because I get so intimidated when guys just assume because I can hang a beat that I know how to twirl and do all that arm stuff, and I hate that because I'm just like, stop, because then I mess up the flow and I panic, you know. But yeah, no, I understand it now. Like I appreciate it, and a lot of times we just came back from Puerto Rico. It's all I heard mostly was reggaeton while we were
Oh
walking around
yeah,
San
that's right.
Juan.
That's right.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was really nice. I mean, Laquillo Beach was very nice, but it took a lot of Uber trips just to get to San Juan. So I'm like, I'd
Yeah.
prefer to be in San Juan directly as a tourist and walk around myself. But it was beautiful. I mean, yeah, I think we definitely all want another trip there soon next year
Nice.
because I ain't got no more time this year to do shit. So,
I hear that. I hear
but
that.
do you know anybody that's going to Vegas for this weekend's Eagle thing? Because I
Who's
know
not
I
going
was.
to Vegas besides myself and you, right? We're here
Yeah,
stuck.
I could fit it in.
Yeah. Nah, the Fourth and Joan boys decided to stay back for this one. The Eagles haven't really been giving us that much hope to
Yeah.
hop on that plane and go support them. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna support them regardless. We all
Yeah,
are.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But the trip wise, yeah, I got a lot of people. I mean, definitely have a lot of people on the West Coast side in Cali,
Mm-hmm.
that are pretty much 4 hours away.
Mm-hmm.
They're pretty much taking the trip up there. Some are going vehicles, some are going to go ahead and take a little small plane over there. I got my boy Tim Kincaid. I know you know King.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's actually on his way over there with wifey.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a couple of his friends. We got a lot of people over here from the Jersey and Philadelphia side that all day I just been seeing them posting on my way to Vegas, on my way to
Yeah,
Vegas. Like,
yeah, I
and
know.
I gotta be at work, like, oh man, I'm dreading
I
this.
know. Same here. I mean, part of me knew. I kind of knew ahead of time, even before Puerto Rico became a reality, that I wasn't gonna be able to go because I know the way I want to be traveling, I'm gonna probably have to spend a little more than what I did in Puerto Rico. But I'm kind of glad at the same time now because I'm like, this was a new team, and I didn't know for sure if I was really wanted to go out there and take that risk and for a destination trip. So I said I might just wait this one out too because I'm still mad that I wasn't able to go to London a couple of years back.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
I was close
Yeah,
to London and my money just got too funny at the wrong time. And
yeah,
yeah, but it sounded like that was going to be a fun trip, and knowing that they won that game, it probably would have just been a plus because I probably would have been drunk off my ass at some point anyway. Because now that I know like that Passion place that they have, and they had a whole like section of just
they get it
dedicated to Nick
in.
Foles, like I would have just stayed there the whole damn time watching the game. I was like, fuck the game. I'll just sit
Yeah,
there and
they
watch.
they certainly get it in over there. They
They
certainly do.
do, they
Yeah,
do. Yeah, the one thing the NFL has done. The one thing I can say is a good thing to do the London thing. I don't know if they're going to be able to really span past that. I think they're trying to do the Mexico thing. I don't think that was going to work
yeah.
for NFL Mexico. I'm like, y'all ain't got the. At this point now, do you really think they trust us to be in Mexico at this point after everything that's gone down like in the past year?
Exactly,
Like I
exactly.
wouldn't even risk it, but no. So overall, what are your expectations for these next couple games? Because I assume we're all kind of feeling like Negadelphia, but what do you feel like? Do we still need to kind of give Jalen Hurts some time, or do you kind of feel like at this point it's like,
Well, look, I'm glad you're giving me the opportunity to talk about this because last night I was actually looking at stats, looking at our schedule, the remaining part of our schedule, when we're going to be getting that buys,
yeah,
anytime soon. Um, I I'm calling it, man. I really think this Vegas trip is going to be the turnaround.
okay,
The way the rest of the schedule is looking like for us. Look, yes, I'm giving the kid more time. He's a kid. He's
mm-hmm,
still brand new.
mm-hmm,
He's making mistakes. He's going to keep making mistakes. I get aggravated with the routine mistakes that he makes.
yeah,
He likes to target his receiver the whole way down. He needs to stop that.
yeah,
The other day somebody put out a meme of not a meme of a post about what's his name that plays for the Rams? God, I went Matthew
That's
Stafford.
Stafford.
Okay,
Stafford,
he
yeah.
did a no look pass that was out of this world.
Mm-hmm.
So I tagged Jalen Hurts in it. I call a little bit of clap back for it. Hey, listen, hey, whatever. Okay, I'm not. I'm just telling the kid this is
Take a
how it's
look.
done. This is what.
Yeah, yeah.
This is all you got to do. You know what I mean? Work on this
Right,
because you're skillful enough to go ahead and distract that defense to follow you once they see you move.
right.
Don't give it away. You
Mm-hmm.
want to look if you're gonna look right, but
Mm-hmm.
then shoot it to the left. If you're gonna
Left,
look to
right.
the left, look left, shoot it
Shoot
to
it
the
right.
right. You know what I mean? Or shoot it in the middle. Whatever you got to do, but don't give it away.
Yeah,
You following that receiver that everybody knows you're gonna go ahead and throw it to, then they're gonna shut it down, and
yeah,
that's exactly what
yeah.
they've been doing.
You're not giving
And
Miles and Miles a chance. Yeah.
nah, this RPO, I'm so tired of it, man. Like, put that shit in the bag, toss it, don't ever bring it back. Like, I don't know, man. Like, all right, I get it. It's RPO, it's a football play, but use it at the right time. We're just overusing it,
That's my
and
point. Yep.
it's getting frustrating. I said in the very beginning of the year, I don't want to go down 2020 again.
Right.
That dreadful year that we had, and the offense was so predictable.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be known like that
Yeah.
anymore. And I thought we were really going to get away from it, but he's not making it any easier for us. And
No.
I'm not just going to put it all on him. It's the coach too.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then again, we're talking about a rookie coach.
Yep.
A lot of people have been chatting that, how he's got his hand up there, pretty much controlling everything.
Yeah.
Hey, that may be the case. That may be the case, man. But come on, these guys. I still think there's plenty of time to turn this thing around. I still am gonna stay positive and see us. I'm gonna say it, man. I see us winning this division still. I really
Well,
do.
you know what? Nothing really shocks me because right now, obviously, it's very easy to look at Dallas and say they got this whole thing, sewn up again. But we know what happens here. We
Exactly.
have ridden this Dallas train. I'm gonna give them props too. Yes,
You
they have
got
been
to.
good.
You
I mean,
got to. You got
you'd be
to.
deaf, blind, and dumb to sit there and act like, oh, they suck. It's like, nah, they really don't. But
Nah,
I'm
they
happy
don't.
for Dak in the sense that you wanted the brother to get his contract. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just gonna look at him like a black woman saying like he deserves his money. If you give all these
Mm,
other people money, he deserves his money.
agreed.
So he's gonna play like a guy who's been away for a while and wanted to finish what he started. So, but at the same time, we know by November, December, this could flip. You know what I mean? Like Eagles could be all up in there and they flip spots. You just never freaking know. But again, I have to nip myself. I have to be real with myself too because I know reality was I was one of them people tweeting like, "This is gonna be a long year." I done ordered a Eagles flask, so I'm prepared to get some tequila in the next week or so to get through the rest of the season because I'm by week 14. I think is their bye. Oof. I just hope to God they still got some legs by then. You know what I mean? The bye is gonna come at the right time, but this 10-day break even felt like a bye. So, and thank God Dallas Goddard is off the COVID list. So I'm hoping, I'm not expecting him to play this weekend, but at least I know he'll be up there because if Tyree's coming back, the tall tight end guy that we
Yep.
had in
Yep.
preseason, and then you have Stoll in place of Ertz and Goddard for right now, it's like, okay, fine. But if they don't use him a lot, what does it matter?
What
You
does
know
it
what I
matter?
mean?
Exactly. Exactly.
So Goddard not playing this weekend doesn't shake me. I was just hoping he wouldn't be on the list for long because I'm like, Jesus, please, not now. This is your time to
Yeah.
shine.
Well, I honestly think it's a protocol that they have to stay on that list for a certain amount of time.
Yeah, I get it.
So
I get
other
it.
than that, I mean, I think it was already done and over with in his system. So I think he's all good on that.
Yeah, so I want him to shine. I definitely, now that we've seen that they can get some interceptions this season, I hope we get more of that because that was something that was not happening last year either.
Yeah.
You almost question whether or not Avante was on the team anymore. And seeing him stop that one touchdown because I was in Puerto Rico, but I saw the highlights and I saw he stopped that touchdown in Carolina, so I
Good
was happy
tackle.
about that.
Yeah, good tackle.
Yeah, so I mean, I just want these guys to find their footing, and I know it's not going to be easy, but like you said, there are some repetitive strategies that don't have to to be happening every team.
Right.
Every team is a different team, so try to plot differently. Like, don't stick to the same plan because you have 4 quarters. Like, you can't tell me by the fourth quarter that then you decide to use Miles when you could have used him in the first half and then maybe pulled away and came back. And you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a way to weave in and out of that strategy to keep it balanced. And I want Jalen to stop running out of the pocket so quick. I understand you don't have that trust, with the O line, but Lane will be back. Mailata is there, and hopefully you'll have a steadier line. But there might be another week or two before Brandon Brooks comes back. But even so, you still got your steady bookends. So
Right.
hopefully he'll have a little more trust because I think that was part of his problem. He plays smooth when he does, pass or whatever. But you're right, he has to sell it better, and he also has to move with the offense to the point where he can trust that they can block.
Yeah, I wish he also needs to just stop. Definitely needs to work on not holding that ball so long either.
Yeah,
I've seen plays where like I've counted 1, 2, 3, let it go. You got that receiver. He's open,
yep,
like open from the dip. So trusting your receiver and lead the receiver.
I
Toss
agree.
that ball up, and I'm telling you, Jalen, Devontae, they got the speed. They could go ahead and match. I mean, Watkins too. That was a blessing in the making. You know what I
That
mean?
was a
So
blessing.
they got it. Just have some trust in them, and you need to have some trust. But starts with having trust in yourself. That's what I'm saying. Like he needs to
Yeah,
have trust in himself.
yeah, I think it's starting when it starts to trickle back up to you, and you don't even know when to. It almost was flashback of last year too, because that was Carson's problem. Because Carson's whole thing was like every freaking minute I do decide, then he was just off on top of everything, so his rhythm was off. But I think Jalen can reclaim his rhythm. But you're right, he needs to stop hesitating. And even my sister said when we were at the Chiefs game at home, she was just like, he needs to stop thinking so much. And I'm like, is that what it is? She goes, yes. She's like, look at him. He keeps like scurrying. She's like, just release it or throw it away. Like, you got to do one or two things, because your receivers obviously may not get separation, but part of the problem is your timing. So if they're even like a slight amount away, you have to take that shot
Yep.
because you can't tell me those same 2 point conversions the way he threw that ball and Watkins caught it. I didn't even see that damn ball release, so you
And
know
that's
you
what
can
I'm
take that
saying.
shot.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's no different from red zone and the middle of the field. So at some point you just gonna have to trust it. You get
Yeah.
it. You got an interception. Oh well, that's quarterbacks get interceptions. It doesn't. Your rookie year you can mess up as much as you want because you're a rookie. But yeah, and I think part of it too, like they said, he's a coach's kid, so he's automatically going to go into a mode where he's just like, all right, I know better. But then he might press, and when you press, you make it worse.
Yep.
So yeah,
Yep.
I think it's a combination of the strategy being too overthought. I think that both coordinators need to get on the same page. I don't think that Gannon's going to last already because I can tell you right now, Gannon is no different from Schwartz in certain ways to me, from what I've seen. Like I'm still seeing the guys being
You
too far
preaching. That's
back.
all you doing is preaching.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how you get irritated? Like, I never understood, like, exactly what that meant with the defensive backs, but now I'm being like, why Nelson got to run all the way over here?
Yeah.
And why, people are still like, where are they? So, yeah, I refuse to believe that. I know the pass rush is always going to suck because they just don't have that in the linebackers right now.
Right.
But at some point, y'all gonna have to get another linebacker. I'm sorry, because even I love Singleton, but he's getting murdered now.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
It's starting to open up on his open season on his ass.
and the only one they talking about if they did trade is T.J. Edwards. Is not a good sign. So that means that at some point they're gonna probably look into trading a couple guys to get some stronger guys back.
We
But
need
yeah,
it.
they
We
need
need
it
it.
because I mean at this point, like you said, none of our guys are intimidating in person anyway. I mean we seeing Runyon and Trey Thomas get retired
Inducted.
and everything.
Yeah.
It's like look how huge they were. Like we don't have too many intimidating guys outside of Fletch and yeah, Fletch, pretty much, and Maylada. That's it. They're the only guys you see in person. You be like, shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
But everybody else looks like they could just walk up and be like, hey, what's up?
What's up? That's it,
You know
right?
what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
I want guys that look like they're gonna fuck you up just by looking at you.
The
So,
intimidation. I got you. Yeah. Absolutely.
Runyon. No one was gonna fuck with Runyon in person. That dude was
That dude was a
huge,
beast. That
and he's
dude was a
still huge, even
beast.
when losing weight. But he's tall as hell.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I wish it was possible to just bring Trey or somebody on our team on our coaching staff and be like yelling at him like, "What the freak you doing?"
Yeah.
Because I'm
We need
telling you,
that.
all the veteran players would hurt their feelings and be like, "Yo, you ain't going out there with no pads. Yo, what are you doing?" You know what I mean? Like if you had some vets on the team, them coaching coordinators would be like lost. They'd be like, "Okay," they're
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, let me get that clipboard. I don't know what you're doing." Like I'm this close to tweeting at Trey again and be like, "Yo, stop playing. Y'all need to get on the squad. You and
Get on
Seth
the
Joyner.
squad. That's
Get
what
on
I'm
this
talking
side.
about.
You and Seth Joyner. Maybe just do like they should have a Veterans Day visit or something and just be on the sidelines. Be like, that's some bullshit. Why are you putting him there?
Yo, Seth Joyner be getting me so hyped when he has his commentating. Like
I love
the
him.
anger, the anger that he brings just on the commentating. Like he's pissed off with these guys, and he wants to let them know, and they need to give him the that authority to go in there and let them know because
That respect.
he has that '90s defense mentality always in him, and that's what he needs to bring to that locker room.
And that's the
So,
problem because some of the kids, they're gonna look at him and be like, "Yo, why he keep talking so old in such old language?" Yeah, but you gotta respect it because even if it's not the
gosh,
same terminology, I remember hearing. I remember one time talking. Listen, to a WIP interview one time that what's his name? Richie was talking to Goddard, and it was such an awkward interview because I think he thought that he could pass on like the terms that he knew for like blocking or something he was trying to say. You could tell Goddard was like, "Huh." It was like you might as well just said another language to him because Goddard was like, "Yeah, I don't know what that
lost,
means,"
yeah,
and Richie felt a little awkward, but it was like, dude, like you haven't been playing in a while. Like they go by different terms now. They got a
yeah,
whole nother So you can bridge that gap if you sit them down, but they ain't got time mid season. You either just blindside them and just show up in a meeting, and just say like, I need y'all to respect your coach, but I also need your coach to get his head out of his ass and the last time we heard anybody say that was Doug, on the sidelines. Get your head out of your ass, and
yeah,
I'm waiting for somebody to do that on the sidelines. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
yeah.
Like, until I see some yelling, Sirianni looked like he got a short fuse, even though he seems so, like, awkward right now. But I feel like he's going to snap, and I think it almost happened a couple times with the refs, because the refs were being bullshitty. But I feel like at some point you're going to see him snapping on Gannon or somebody on the side. Somebody's going to snap on the sidelines, and they're going to catch it.
Hey,
Because
that's what I'm here for. I want to see it myself. You know what I mean?
I
Show me
want the
something.
drama.
I don't
Yeah.
want to hear, I don't want to read about it or keep on hearing these locker room
Yeah.
arguments or these locker room yelling that he's been doing. I want to see it. I
You
want to
want to
see
see
it
it. You want
on
to
the
see it.
side. I want to see it on TV, regardless, whatever it is. I need to see it. I
You
see
need to
it.
see it. I don't want Lori and all them getting in his ear anymore. Like I want them to be like, all right, if you want to take over this team for real and we don't want to baby you, we're gonna cut the strings and you gotta figure this out on your own because we brought you here because we wanted a certain image. But you
Mhm.
already messing up, so I don't know what else we gonna do for you. Just let him be him because I feel like what made Sirianni attractive, besides the fact that he was young, is the fact that he kind of knows what he has to do, but maybe part of him is a little nervous to take that risk too much with them. But I'm like, dude, do it now. Like,
Yeah,
do it can't be any worse than it is now because they're going
exactly.
in the wrong direction.
Exactly.
If you got to yell at Rieger on the sidelines, yell at him. If you got to tell Jalen straight up, like, stop it. Like, seriously, I didn't tell you to do that. Do this. I want Jalen to look pissed off. Like I want him to not just be internalizing because in press conferences it seemed like he's refusing to be mad, but he's
Hmm.
trying to control it. And I want to be like, no, just say it. Like this is
Yeah,
bullshit. I'm
just
not used to
let
losing.
loose. Yeah, let loose. That's
Let
all.
loose.
Yeah,
Like I mean, you heard Kelsey's speech today, and he wasn't even talking about. So he was talking about Ben Simmons, and
Ben
he
Simmons.
was asked about him, and it's a straight up fact. Like Kelsey's like, I've been here too long to bullshit with you. Like it's not hard. You make it hard. You make your stay in Philadelphia harder. That's why I'm glad that at some point I think even Jalen Rieger and all them stopped tweeting as much this year. I've noticed than they did before because somebody must have finally said, y'all need to stop caring and worrying about your game
It's the
because
truth.
none of these people are going to do anything for your ass while you're here. So you might as
Yeah,
well just make your time in Philadelphia productive. Because if
yeah,
you do get traded, at least you have a little bit more progress on your record than just being some guys that nobody knew what to do with.
exactly.
You got to grow up. I mean, the Philly is tough love. Like we're city of brotherly love, but we're a city of tough love. Like no bullshit. Like
Yeah, and I
we're
mean,
not.
Kelsey couldn't have said it any better. Play your game, and the fans will learn to love you, and it's the truth. That's what we do. You know
That's
what I
all
mean?
we do. I mean, we get the bad rep, but it's only just because we're probably the more visible side of the fan base than any of these NFL teams. They try hard, but we got
They tried,
more
yeah, they
swag.
tried too hard to be us.
They try too hard to be us, and then as soon as we exude a little bit more realness, they think that we're like animals. But it's like, no, we won a fucking Super Bowl. Of course, we're gonna burn the city down. What do you fuck you think? Like, why wouldn't there be fires near hotels? Like, I
Exactly.
mean, nobody died. It just maybe a little damage, but the hell, it took us forever to get one. And look, it took a backup quarterback to get it, so we're still not there.
Yep.
God forbid we win one with our starting quarterback. I don't know what the hell's gonna happen. I think Jesus might come back. Like God forbid we have the same complete team and we win with the same quarterback,
Yeah.
and he's black. Forget it.
Yeah.
Forget it.
I
I
hear
don't even know. I don't even think people. I think the cowboy cockroaches might come out and celebrate with us. Like who knows? But anyway, I thank you, Prime. I mean, this is the space I love, and this is why I always want to grab people like yourself to talk to. And I'm with you. I'm birds all day, no
all
matter what.
day.
Even though I'm still scared every week now because I was hoping to not feel this way this early, but it's still a lot more weeks to this thing. I mean, we got this is week 7 now, and they're going 17 weeks this year. So who knows whatever the else might happen. That
Hey, listen, we just got to keep the faith. That's all it is. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, we bleed green to the day we die.
we
So
bleed green and fly eagles fly. But yes, I will talk to you soon. I'm sure I'll see you guys on your next live. Whenever you guys have another Fourth and John live, I always try to sign on there and
absolutely.
say hey. And yeah, so we'll talk and keep your spirits high as much as I am. And thank y'all for listening and watching if you were. And this is Prime. This is our guy. Always, you know where he's at in every tailgate when they come to home games. So we appreciate it. But
Appreciate you.
yes, we will talk to you soon. And thanks for watching. Bye. All right, babe. I'm gonna send you the link when it comes up, and I'm gonna
Okay.
cut. If you want to cut anything or anything, let me know. I
Oh,
usually,
you. Listen, thank you. I appreciate that. That went perfect.
yeah, I know. I think it was natural. That's
Yeah.
see, this is what happens. I always worry I don't ask enough, and then we start talking, I go left. But thank you for making time. I'm gonna talk to you on the other side.
Okay. Appreciate you. All right.
Take care. Good
All right.
night.
Bye.